Hey, Tom here, and in this video I'd like to show you how to set your campaign settings for your pop-ups and slide-ins. Now, these are so that you can determine when your pop-ups appear and where they appear. So I'm going to save this pop-up. Now I could save it as a template by clicking on the down arrow here and just selecting Save a Template. So I've saved my pop-up now. I'm going to click Close, and now this will take me through to the campaign settings. Now the first thing you need to set is the domain that you want your pop-up or slide-in to appear on. So I'm going to select this domain here that's already typed in, and the format you need to put this in is www.yourdomain.yourextension, and that's the only information you need to give. You don't need to add the HTTP or any subfolders at all. It's just this format here. So I selected my domain, going to assign it here. Next up, I'm going to give my campaign a name. Just going to call it test for now, and I'm going to select the status to on. Now I could give my campaign a description here, and here I could change my domain, but I'm going to leave it as localdirect.me. Next up, I need to determine when I want to display my pop-up. So I've got a number of different options here. I can have it display after a number of seconds, and the default is 3 seconds. I can change that. I can go up or down with the arrows here. Or I can set it to display on exit intent, which is when your visitors are moving towards the top of the page. That will trigger the pop-up. Or I can have it display on page close, which is when they attempt to close down the tab. Click on this cross here, and then it will come up with a message before it shows the pop-up, which you can actually modify. So I'm just going to leave that message. Your other option is when scrolling, and if you select that, then you have the option to change the percentage of the page. So it defaults to 50% of the page, which means that it will be triggered when your visitors get 50% of the way down the page. You can use the arrow or just type in a different percent. If you want it to be right near the bottom that it gets triggered, then you can change that to 90, 95%, and so on. Now, the other options you've got are on click or mouse over, but these are elite options, so I'll go through these in the elite video. So they're your triggers or events for triggering your pop-ups. And I just want to show you some examples here so you can actually get a visual impression of how these work. So here's an entrance event example. So this one displays on a time. So there we go, that was set to display after a couple of seconds. Here's a scroll one, and this is going to display after I scroll 50% of the way down the page. So I'm just going to scroll down, I get to 50%, and there you go, it gets triggered. Here's an exit intent one here. So this one will get triggered when I go up towards the top of the page. There we go, it gets triggered then. And here's one that's triggered on page close. So this one will be triggered when I go to close the tab. So I click on that, comes up with the message that you can customize. And then if I click stay on the page, it will show my pop-up. So there are some examples of how the triggers work. So let me head back to the campaign settings. So I set my trigger. Next up, I need to decide where my pop-up's going to display. So that's where to show the pop-ups here. Now it defaults to showing on all pages within your domain, but if you untick this, you can select specific pages. And you do that just by taking the path of the particular page or the folder name of the particular page that you want to show it on, or the pages within that folder that you want to show it on. So I'm just going to give you an example here. Say I wanted to show it just on this page here, or pages within this folder. I just select this bit here and paste it in here, and that will mean that it will now show just on these pages of this folder. And likewise, I can also exclude different pages in the same way. If I click exclude pages, I can put the folder extension into this bit here, and that will exclude those pages or pages within that folder. So that's how you determine where your pop-up's shown and when your pop-ups are shown. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next video.